Hey guys, I have returned after not making videos for a long time. Today I will review and compare all of the submachine gun in this game. My criteria for the comparison are the weapon's level to unlock, price, fire rate, range, damage, soft factors, and my personal opinion. I don't recommend using any of these submachine guns in the open world because of their limited range. But these submachine guns are extremely powerful in PvP. Let's start the video with the MP9. The MP9 is a weapon that you unlock after reaching level 28. The price is 2,350 credits. So it's not a hard weapon to unlock, as experienced players can unlock it easily. First, the MP9 can fire 1,100 rounds per minute, the fastest in the game. At the same time, MP9 can one-shot head at close range, but the damage will diminish after a few studs. Other than that, the weapon reload speed is quite fast. It's 1.88 seconds when it's partially empty, and it's 2.58 seconds when it's empty. But the problem lies with its recoil, since it's very high compared to other submachine guns like the MP5, UMP, and MP7. Some other soft factors, like its customization, are very limited. You can only equip sight, suppressors, and lasers. In my opinion, the MP9 is only good for PvP because of its CQB nature, but it's terrible for the open world due to its range. Now let's talk about the MP5A4. You can unlock the MP5A4 after reaching level 34, and if you're willing to pay 1,400 credits for it, so it would take a while for new players to get the gun. But the gun is pretty good at PvP because its recoil is much more controllable than the MP9, so it can kill players at longer distance. The fire rate itself is 800 rounds per minute, and it's not as fast as the MP9, MP7, or P90, but it can kill enemies fast. The gun's damage is similar to the MP9 and the UMP, it deals high damage at close range, but the damage drops quickly after 100 studs. So it's not a suitable gun for the open world. While the gun itself is good, it cannot equip suppressors like other submachine guns, except for PP2000, making it unsuitable for open world stealth missions since enemies will be alerted more. In my conclusion, the MP5A4 plays like the MP9, except it can deal with enemies in PvP further than knife range. Both still suck in the open world. The next gun I'm talking about is the PP2000. Now the weapon can be obtained at a low level, which is 16. It's also cheap, being 1,400 credits. Even a beginner can get that gun easily. But the PP2000 really sucks. There is nothing good about it. First, the recoil is very unpredictable with its crazy spread and horizontal recoil. It can't deal with enemies at longer range because of that. Secondly, the range is terrible, but every other submachine guns suffers from terrible range. Thirdly, the fire rate is very slow, it's 600 rounds per minute. It's even slower than the FAL and most assault rifles. So the time to kill is really slow. It's terrible for PvP due to that reason. Fourthly, the gun lacks customization, and you cannot equip any suppressors. Like the MP5A4, it suffers in the open world. Fifthly, it only carries 20 rounds per magazine, but you can extend it to carry 44 rounds. The only problem is that it takes a lot of space in your inventory. Last but not least, it looks ugly, so don't use it. There is really nothing good about the PP2000, don't waste your time using that gun. Okay, let's review the MP7 now. Sorry to break it, but you have to be level 53 to unlock the MP7, and the price for the MP7 is 2,400 credits. Therefore, you have to be experienced and play the game for a long time to get this gun. It's still a decent gun to play in this game. Its recoil is low. You can kill enemies accurately at longer range. Speaking of range, the MP7 actually has a good range, and the damage does not drop off drastically like other submachine guns we talked about. It can be used effectively in the open world because of its range. Other than that, The MP7 can fire 950 rounds per minute. It's not as fast as the MP9, but it can kill enemies quickly. For its customization, It's quite diverse. You can equip suppressors, flashlights, sights, lasers, and extended magazines. The extended magazine, however, will take a lot of your inventory space, so I don't recommend equipping it in the open world. But the problem I have with this gun is its low damage. It cannot one-shot enemy heads at any range, and it takes 3 shots to kill enemies at torso. Despite its shortcomings, the gun excels in PvP and open world. I recommend this gun. Let's see the P90 now. Unlike the MP7, you can unlock the P90 at lower level, which is 20 and it's 1600 credits. So it's a beginner gun. It offers similar range, damage, and roughly the same fire rate compared to the MP7. It fires at 900 rounds per minute, 50 less than the MP7. Unlike the MP7, the P90 holds more rounds in a magazine. It holds 50 rounds in a magazine compared to MP7 30 rounds. It might sound like an upgrade to the MP7, but the P90 recoil is unbearable. It can hardly kill enemies at range because of its horizontal recoil and spread. Besides that, its customization is not much, as it can only equip certain sights, a suppressor, and flashlights only. In my opinion, the best way to play the P90 is to hop on office PvP and spray players at close range. It's an iconic gun, but in this game, it's not that great. Last but not least, the UMP45 will be my last gun to review. It can be unlocked at the same level as P90, which is 20. It's 1700 credits. The UMP45 damage and its drop-off are similar to other submachine guns like the MP5 and MP9. Its fire rate is the same as the PP2000, which is 600 rounds per minute. So it's really slow. The range is exactly the same as other submachine guns. The best part of this gun is the diverse customization. You can equip sights, grips, lasers, etc. Its recoil is quite manageable. You can kill enemies at medium range easily. But the problem with this gun is that it only carries 25 rounds per magazine, yet it takes a lot of space in inventory. So it's not viable for soloing in open world because you can't carry a lot of magazine in inventory. You can play this gun in any play style you like. The UMP45 doesn't cater to a single play style. What did you guys think about my review? What did you disagree and agree? Comment down below to express your opinion.